Okay guys, last question, number 37. Franco and Carl went to the bakery to buy desserts. Franco bought 3 packages of cupcakes and 2 packages of brownies for $19, and Carl bought 2 packages of cupcakes and 4 packages of brownies for $24. Let X equal the price, okay, this is big, for 1 package of cupcakes, and Y equal the price for 1 package of brownies. Okay, hopefully this looks familiar. I actually put it on a unit test you had back in the day. Write a system of equations that can describe the given information. System means multiple. Notice that it's plural. That's because we need more than one. So let's see here. Franco bought 3 packages of cupcakes. Well, cupcakes is X, so focus on that. Cupcakes is X, so I have to focus there. And let's see here. Do I know the price of each cupcake? No. So 3 times whatever the price is, plus 2 packages of brownies. 2 brownies, and he spent $19. And Carl bought 2 packages of cupcakes, so 2x, and he bought 4 packages of brownies, and that was $24. All right, there's step 1. Now I have to graph the system of equations below. So in order for me to graph this, I have to solve for y. So I'm going to take the first equation off to the side. 3x plus 2y equals 19. If I'm solving for y, I want to subtract 3x from both sides. I'm going to divide everything by 2. Let's see here, 19 divided by 2, I'm going to do that on my calculator, and I get 9.5. So there's the first equation. Now I'm going to take the second equation, and I'll just come down here. And I have to do the same thing. I have to solve for y. Divide everything by 4. Y equals negative 2 divided by 4 is a negative 1/2 x plus 6. Okay, so these are the 2 equations that I have to graph. The first one has a weird y-intercept, so I don't want to graph that one by hand. I'm going to go to my calculator and graph it. Let's see here. Negative 3 divided by 2, x plus 9.5. So I'm going to go to my graph, or excuse me, to my table, and I'm going to plot the easy points. Now notice that on the graph paper, they're only giving you quadrant 1. They put the axes on there. So I need to go, let's see here. So the point 0, 9.5, I'm not going to graph that because it's a decimal. 1/8, that's a point I will plot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm skipping that one because it's a decimal. 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. I'll plot that point. Skipping that, it's a decimal. 5, 2. I'll plot that. And that looks good enough. I'm going to draw a line. Remember, you only need 2 points. 2 is the minimum of points that you need to draw a straight line. So I'm going to draw my straight line. Now, I'm not putting arrows on this, because if I put an arrow on this, that would imply that it's going negative. And x and y represent my cupcakes and my brownies. Are those going to be negative? No. So I don't want arrows on this. I am going to label this. This is y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 9.5. So I just put a little label on that one. Now, for my second equation, the y-intercept is 6, so I can plot that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the slope is a negative 1/2. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. And now I'm going to graph that line. Again, I don't want to extend it. I'm just going to stop it right there. And then the only thing I'm going to do, maybe I'll just draw an arrow there. there's my labeling. Okay, so that's my line there. Next, determine the exact cost of one package of cupcakes and the exact cost of one package of brownies. Justify your solution. Justify means that I just need something to back up my answer. Well, look we did all this work so that both equations are in y equals form. If both equations are y equals, then I can set them equal to each other. My first equation is negative 3 over 2x plus 9.5. That's equal to negative 1/2 x plus 6. So now I can just solve this equation. I can add 1/2 x to both sides. Get that calculator out. On my calculator, negative 3 over 2 plus 1 over 2. And I get negative 1, so of course that's a negative 1. X plus 9.5 equals 6. I'm going to subtract 9.5 for both sides. And I'm going to come up here. Negative 1x equals negative 3.5. Divide by negative 1. X equals 3.5. So now I can take an equation. So y equals negative 1/2 x. Well, I know what x is, so I can sub it in. Plus 6. And now I can just solve for y on my calculator. So on my calculator, I've got negative 1/2 x, which is 3.5, plus 6, 4.25. And now I just have to answer the question. So cupcake equals, oh, can't spell, cupcake equals, let's see here, cupcakes are x, so that's 350. And the brownie is 425. And that's my final answer. And we're done with the regions.